Hey guys, I hope all is well. We have another drawing challenge for you today. We are using some clay. There is no clear vision for this. It's literally just using clay because I don't get physical all the time with my art. Most of it, if you can tell from my shorts, is digital. So this has been really fun for me actually when I was doing the video part of this. Although I'm gonna be honest, what I made had no clear anything. It's not a clear story to what I made, but I did want to come on here to just talk about some things that have been bothering me. I've been trying to figure out how I could do it, but this video seems perfect, seeing as this is the video. But what you hear me saying, or what you see me saying from captions, is the part I want you to take away the most from this. And I just want to, talk to the collective about some things that I've been seeing that has been kind of unnerving me. I'm just going to start with one topic because honestly there's a few drawing challenges where I'm probably not going to have much to say. My lips are literally zipped in this scene exactly. So I want to get into that. So of the few of you who have been watching me for a while, you may know that I transferred my very scrollable, addicting social media onto my iPad mini. When I just had my phone and that tablet, it was convenient for me to not just get on social media and get lost in it for hours by separating it onto a device that's more clunky to hold and doesn't have the same quick ability as my phone does. So that's been really helpful for me. But when I do get on my social media, in particular TikTok, it is an overwhelming amount of depression surges over me. Not because of the app inherently, it's because of the content. Holy smokes, y'all. The content on there is so saddening. Last time I went on there, I literally had a breakdown crying about, and this is very valid for a breakdown. I was crying about the children in Gaza, but I was also just crying because it was a bunch of injustices that I heard in my own country that were being passed. And it's just that thing of the things that are out of your control, you can't really do anything about them. So you just kind of have to watch it and or speak up about it. And so since this is my platform, and F anybody really, but since this is my platform, I'm going to be very open and honest with you guys. Yes, we need to know about the horrible things, the good things, and all things in between that go on around us with our planet, with human health, with advancements in technology, with all of the things that we start to bring forth in this current year. I think it's amazing to know all of that. I just think it's insane that it feels as if all we can do if we don't have tons of money is just watch and comment on the real state of people's lives. I think one of the last times I had a real scrolling session on TikTok, I literally saw a video. They normally, to get the attention on TikTok and keep people's attention, is keep a video up that has nothing to do with what's going on in a certain war zone around the world, which is insane to say, but they will put up something else to make you watch and then keep you there. And I remember one time I fell for it, and I kept watching, and there was this girl who was literally telling us like, hey, please don't scroll, like we're being bombed. And actively, as she was saying that, like they came through, and not too far from her, one was set off, and she was not really phased, only like more like shocked because of the loud noise and everything. So it was just like, guys, please, you see what I mean? It's this all the time. Can you please? And it's just like sitting with my iPhone 16 Pro Max in my hand, not trying to flex. This is not a flex. iPhones aren't a flex. But sitting with my phone in my hand, high out of my mind probably, and trying to get the stuff that's going on in my life in order. We're just gonna call that stuff, because I don't even feel comfortable calling my life and the stuff that I go through bad anymore, because of what I see other people in the world going through, which makes me feel guilty and also makes me feel like I'm not deserving to talk about the messed up things that I go through. And so it just is a weird spot, because I feel so bad for the people in the US or at the bottom, at the border, who are literally in concentration camps, and the people around the world who are like the wars in Congo. I know we stopped talking about it as much, but those have and always will be going on since the 1900s. Those were very popular. So like, I feel bad for the children of Gaza. I feel like awful for the shit that's going on in places where they're hiding the news, and we're not hearing about the injustices that are happening to our collective of humans out there. It is really unfortunate. And so I shed tears multiple days in a row, because I also was dealing with some personal stuff, and it makes me think like, we constantly are going through things that we can control, things that we can't control, and how do we deal with it all? Like, there's nothing inherently like bad or good about finding out that information, but it does feel awful to see a baby as thin as you've ever seen wailing, and all you can do is scroll to the next TikTok where it's talking about some bullshit AI that just took a fresh 6 or so ounces of water, plus probably from a poor neighborhood somewhere that's also poor. So it just all feels very surreal. It feels very strange to see the bad stuff happening and not be able to do anything but add to the voices, the piles and piles of voices who talk about this kind of stuff all the time. It's very liberating to know that I can, but it is also very saddening to know that sometimes our voice is all we have, and sometimes that is the most powerful tool. And so I never want to be a YouTuber, a person that it shows up in front of audiences and don't speak on the bull stuff that I'm seeing in this world today. I know that in one of the last videos, I talked about the educational system and the stuff that's going on in America, making it hard for pretty much all students, undergrad, graduate, international, pretty much older students, whatever kind of student you are. If you're a healthcare worker, if you pretty much depend on the government in any way, shape, or form for what you do, you were being attacked. You're currently being attacked, and you were being attacked like a month ago very hard by the bills that were being passed. And I feel as if there's no reason why I couldn't speak about that, because when I'm a student, and two, even if it wasn't happening to me and I was this billionaire living off moon dust, I still would speak about it because it's happening to the collective of humans that I am getting this billions of dollars from. So like, I genuinely wanted to come on here and just spew and spew and spew. Originally, if I didn't speed this up, this video would have been about 30 9 minutes long, and that's not necessary. I mean, I could yap on and on and on about it, and I do want to get back to a point where I do post longer videos again, but I don't want to keep harping on the things that make me feel uneasy, is for like a better words. So I just want to keep it at this. I recorded a podcast episode on my shared podcast channel, and we talked about AI recently, and the reason I brought it up was because of the environmental racism and the environmentalism that it actively works against, which is the evisceration of water and the taking it away from poor communities or communities of color, particularly Black communities. They normally place their AI plants. I don't know the technological lingo, but you know what the heck I mean. They place those plants in those areas and take their water away, making sure that these people don't have things to cook with, clean with, and pretty much be able to live a normal life how everybody else is able to with clean water, or most other people are able to with clean water. And so, yeah, and it's not like, as an environmentalist, this does really charge me up, because like, it's not like we have an endless supply of water. Even if it was using like the dirty water from the ocean, the 99% that is undrinkable, it is still not sustainable to continue using our resources. But seeing as it is also using our 1% of freshwater resource, 1%, it does really bother me, because we use that. This morning we used it to brush our teeth. Hopefully we used it to shower, drink, cook. We probably used it to water our plants, give it to our dogs, or like, we use water actively. 1% of us, the whole damn people who can afford fresh water, at least, or governments that can afford fresh water, at least, they are running off of this. We are running off of this. And so it's insane to know that these companies are actively going into neighborhoods who cannot afford for the awful emissions that make it impossible to breathe. The stories I've seen, man, it's absolutely heart-wrenching. And that was stuff that I used to learn about in late middle school, early high school, about the environmental racism of, it was like some kind of smog plants, or like the sewage. They would do all kind of little awful things in those poor states in America to brown and Black neighborhoods and make them sick. And it happened with lead. It's gonna keep happening time and time again, especially if nobody speaks up about it, if nobody petitions about it, if we don't get as rowdy as we do about these celebrities and the bull of the world, the way that we can, the environmental impact, the evisceration of water, and the injustices that we see, that there's babies starving around the world. We're burning water to make an AI skit of some bullshit that doesn't even look good, that we could have paid an artist to do for fucking cheap, because artists are in need. Artists want to be wanted. Artists are here for a reason. I think what also charged me up, I'm a yapper at heart. As quick as this video is moving, my brain moves 10 times quicker. But there was this YouTuber I used to watch who used AI for majority of his content, and it bothered me so bad as an artist, because I'm like, dude, I probably would have done that for like $100 maximum, and you would have had like a consistent 30-second clip of you doing exactly what, and it was a story about him like walking to the street and then like losing something of his. I'm like, this is something that would have made a small artist, a small freelance artist, exuberant, because they have a commission, they have somebody that's looking for their vision. But you went, typed in some words, his character kept changing, the backgrounds kept changing, everything looked bad. He used a GPS one time and it didn't even look like it was like a real signal radiating off of it, it was weird. And everybody in the comments was like, oh, it's so entertaining, it's so good to watch, it's so like, it's keeping me focused. Like, yeah, it's keeping you focused because it's bright colors coming at you at all times. It's not keeping you focused because it's good content. You get what I'm saying? I went on a few rants, and I'm going to recap them here. 1, the collective. We are the collective of humans that I am speaking of. Let's be nice to each other, and let's hear each other out. Even if we can't do much, let's hold space for people that we do and don't know in our hearts so that we can become more empathetic for those around us. And 2, stop fucking using AI. Artists are real. You're looking at one, and then if you scroll long enough somewhere, you'll see more and more of us and more of us. We're here for you. Utilize us. We don't bite. Let me see something else I can say. Look for communities in your area. Megan said this recently. Look for communities in your area that may need your help, and or start something of your own, and or just go out there and do something nice, because the world, I'm talking about the literal soil, needs that good soft energy again, because we are going through it on a collective level. And so yeah, this is how they turned out in the end, by the way. They're looking exactly like this at the moment, and they're not going to get changed until I start spray painting them. But I hope you enjoyed. This has been a whirlwind. I'm in it with you. I am in this world and keeping up with you. If there's anything that you want to say, please put it below. I love talking. Every time I get a comment, it's either the most deep comment or it's like a comment from my grandma. So I would love to have more of you talking to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.